Namfrel Lente, and other NGOs that are against postponement. I will admit that, in my personal opinion, we should not postpone, having made the promise to Senator Drilon in the 18th Congress that this will be the last postponement. However, like the COMELEC, I am here at your disposal and better judgment. So we greet COMELEC Chairman Garcia, as well as the other representatives of the COMELEC, and I herewith invite Senator Revilla and the other senators who wish to make an opening statement. Yes, Senator Revilla, you're recognized, please.
Good afternoon to our chairperson, Senator Amy Marcos, my dear colleagues in this committee, fellow public servants and guests. I joined our chair in welcoming the Commission on Election headed by the able and competent chairperson, George Garcia. Magandang hapon po sa inyo, Mr. Chairman. Ang mga panukalang batas ukol sa nalalapit na eleksyon sa barangay.
Nandiyan yung mag-aayos ng aircon. Lilinisan nila yung aircon ni Manuel. Tapos pati yung kay Gabriel.
Sa
Tapos
Sangguniang
ipakita mo
Kabataan.
yun sa den. Ipakita mo yun.
Okay, baka pwede pa-mute yung nag-aayos ng aircon.
Akala ko ikaw
Okay.
yun eh.
Okay. But anyway, to continue, Madam Chair.
Lima na tayo. I welcome the author, Senator Jinggoy, the author of one of the postponement bills. So we are
Okay.
five.
Okay.
We can conduct all business. Please proceed, not with the aircon cleansing, but more importantly, with your opening statement, Senator Revilla.
Yes. Ang mga panukalang batas ukol sa nalalapit na eleksyon sa barangay at Sangguniang Kabataan ay isang napaka-importanteng issue sa nalalapit at minsan nararapat lamang na bigyan ng sapat at agarang pagtalakay. Kaya naman narito tayo ngayon upang bigyan ng panahon na masuri ang usaping ito nang sa ganon ay matukoy ang mga kailangang paghandaan kung sakaling matutuloy nga ba ang nasasabing halalan. Oras at salapi ng taong bayan ang pinag-uusapan, kasama na rin ang ating kahandaan. Nauna na nating narinig mula sa COMELEC na hanggat walang batas na naipapasa ang Kongreso ay patuloy silang maghahanda para sa darating na eleksyon. Hindi naman siguro natin hayaang mauwi sa panghihinayang ang mga sinisimulan na ng COMELEC para sa barangay at SK elections. Nasa ating mga mababatas ang bola ngayon upang masusing pag-usapan kung ano ang pinakamainam para sa bawat Pilipino sa lalong madaling panahon. Mahalaga pa rin po siguro na isaalang-alang natin ang sitwasyong kinasasadlakan ng mga Pilipino at ng ating bansa sa kasalukuyan sa gitna ng pandemya at hirap ng buhay. Tingnan natin mabuti kung ano-ano ang implikasyon ng postponement. Timbangin kung mas makabubuti ba ito o mas makakasama. Kung makakatipid ba talaga ang gobyerno sa pag-reset ng eleksyon at ano-ano ang mga serbisyong panlipunan na maaaring paglaanan ng pondo kung sakali. In so deciding, we have to consider the will and welfare of the people. Kaisa po ninyo ko sa mga hakbangin na magbibigay daan sa pagresolba ng usaping ito. Sana'y sa pamamagitan ng komiting ito, ating matimbang ang mabuti, ang mga panukalang batas tungo sa mas ikagiginhawa ng mga mamamayan ng ating bansa. Sa puntong ito, kung kailangan nga ang postponement, ito ang dapat ang huli. We have to set the final date of elections. Hindi pwedeng tuloy-tuloy ang pagpapaliban na taabuti na maging senior citizens sa mga nakaupong SK officials. That would be leaving us in an absurd situation where officials continue to hold positions which may already be against the mandate of the people. Kung ano man ang mandato ng taong bayan, doon po tayo. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, maraming salamat. At
Thank you,
habang
Madam Chair.
nandito, thank you very much, our Senator. And habang nandito tayo at 5 yung ating mga, grupo, ipapasa natin. Hmm? Yes, so in as much as there are 5 senators here present online and the 2 of us here in physical presence, may I ask that we pass at this juncture the supplemental rules to the rules of the Senate so that we can activate and reorganize this committee. Okay, second.
I
Yes.
second the motion.
Madam Chair.
Okay, there being no objection, we herewith pass the supplemental rules. There being no difference from the previous, we are passing them as is. The committee, therefore, is composed of 13 regular members, 3 ex officio. These are Senators Villar, Go de la Rosa, Revilla, Mark Villar, Robin Hood Padilla, Jinggoy Estrada, Nancy Binay, Lito Lapid, J.V. Ejercito, Francis Tolentino. For the minority, Risa Ontiveros, and the 3 ex officio members shall be Senator Legarda, Senator Joel, and for the minority, Senator Coco. With that, our committee is organized. And if Senator Jinggoy would like to make a sponsorship statement, you are welcome to do so.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, fellow members of this committee, and to all the resource persons for today from the COMELEC, headed by Chairman Erwin Garcia, George Erwin Garcia, from the LG DepEd, DBM, National Youth Commission, Liga ng mga Barangays Pilipinas, and other distinguished guests. I'm honored to be a member of this committee. I'm looking forward to be of assistance in making measures that will strengthen the COMELEC and improve the conduct of elections in the country. As one of my priority bills, I filed Senate Bill number 453, an act postponing December 2022 Barangay and SK elections, amending for the purpose RA number 9164 as amended and for other purposes. I look forward for the immediate passage of this bill that seeks to defer the conduct of the election originally scheduled on December 5 of this year to the first Monday of December of 2023. The recently concluded 2022 national and local elections had caused much divisiveness among the Filipino electorate. The political atmosphere is very polarized, that plunging Filipino voters to another situation of political toxicity in a close interval would not be beneficial to our national well-being. This contentious political exercise would be counterintuitive to the core ideals that the administration of President Marcos would like to uphold, which is national unity. And also, the postponement of the barangay and SK elections will allow our country to concentrate on other economic programs, focusing on improvement our country's finances battered by the pandemic and reducing the surging inflation brought about by the war between Ukraine and Russia. Thank you, Madam Chair, for calling this organizational meeting and public hearing.
Yes, thank you very much, and we welcome the sponsors' comments. They will be discussed intently. In the meantime, forgive my negligence. There's another set of rules that we need to pass as a body, and I enjoin our 5 senators to help us in the passage of the rules of procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation as well. So if those are acceptable.
Seconded. Madam
Okay,
Chair.
thank you very
Second.
much. Thank you very much, JV. Thank you very much, majority. There being no objection, these are passed as part and parcel of our rules in supplementary to our Senate rules. Thank you very much. And I believe our sponsor needs to go. There are other meetings. We
I'll
will
come back.
take into consideration the queries raised. Okay, basically, we have conducted these hearings quite thoroughly regarding the postponement in the 18th Congress, as well as in plenary, as I'm certain that Majority Joel will recall. Senator Drilon and Senator Recto, as well as myself, had a very vigorous debate regarding the postponement, with finally the promise that this was going to be the last postponement, December 5, 2023, in complete contradiction of what has happened in the past, na kada eleksyon pinopostpone. Hindi pa nangyayari na hindi pinopostpone ng barangay at SK. Ngunit, sa kabila no, nangako tayo na ito na ang kahuli-hulihang postponement. Ngayon, eto na naman tayo magpo-postpone. Madjo, take it away.
What a what a preliminary introduction. Madam Chair, good afternoon. Thank you so much for calling this hearing. Good afternoon to my fellow colleagues, Senator Jinggoy, Senator JV, Senator Bong. And Madam Chair, again, thank you for this hearing. Thank you for our resource persons, especially from our COMELEC friends from COMELEC, headed by Chairman George Garcia, and to all our resource persons. I'll be very brief, Madam Chair. I just would like to put on record that I share your sentiments. I was a member of the 18th Congress. We debated quite long about this postponement last Congress, and here we are again talking about the same thing. We are interested, I'm just here to listen, Madam Chair. We are interested to hear from various stakeholders regarding the propriety of the postponement, especially the cost implications of such proposal, given that COMELEC chairman himself mentioned during the House Committee hearing that the postponement will incur an additional 5 billion pesos due to the need to continue with the voter registration and consequently the pronouncement of additional supplies to cover additional registrants. On the other hand, I remember in one of the Senate committee hearing, COMELEC Director Laudianco mentioned that the postponement will also cost additional 1.5 billion. And at the same time, we are also interested in how this will impact voter turnout, the preparations for the elections, the status of our reforms in the Sangguniang Kabataan. Sabi nga ni Senator Bong kanina, baka senior citizens na yung mga SK na postpone pa rin yung election, and the proposal on a set term of office for our barangay officials. Again, Madam Chair, to conclude, our intent is primarily to uphold the rights of our people to suffrage, taking into consideration, of course, the factors that may affect the exercise of this right. And as policymakers, we inform ourselves based on data to make policy decisions. And so again, we're grateful, Madam Chair, for this opportunity, and we're very grateful for any input from our stakeholders as we carefully weigh the pros and cons of the proposal to postpone the upcoming barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan election. Again, thank you so much, and may God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Majority. Is there a desire from Senator JV to also put in a few good words?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm happy to be part of this committee. Anyway, we had a hearing last week, no, in the organizational meeting of the Committee on Local Government.
Local government, yes, I was attending, although
Yes, and
I was not able to do so physically.
yes, but we had as guests also COMELEC Chair George Garcia, and we already heard their position and their concerns, no, that postpone, as mentioned by our majority leader, that postponing the elections for next year will, instead of saving us 8 billion, on the contrary, will be spending about 1.5 billion in case it's held in May, and probably 5 billion if it is held in December. But nonetheless, Madam Chair, we are here also to hear the pros and cons and weigh the pros and cons, and being the one of the principal authors of the SK reform law, together with the now President Bongbong Marcos, and then Senator Bam Aquino. It's an Aquino Marcos Ejercito legislation. Of course, we want to have what's gonna be the best for the Sangguniang Kabataan. But nonetheless, we would I'm here to listen, and of course we will make a decision, no? After we have weighed all the options. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you very much. And we are apprised of the opinions, and given the lateness of the hour and the subsequent session at 3 p.m., let us go through the heart of the matter and the discussions made not only in the Committee on Local Government here at the Senate, but as well the plenary and other debates in the Congress. I understand it was determined to approve the postponement of December 5, 2022 to December 2023 and every 3 years thereafter. I am not so certain what every 3 years implies. Does it mean, I see clarification from the COMELEC who were at the House, does it mean that it will therefore be December 2023 and thereafter December 2026? Is that correct po? Anyone can reply, I wasn't there.
Madam Chairperson, I think that is the correct interpretation. 3 years from 2023, in the event that the election will be postponed by 2023 of December.
Yes, I would just like also to bring to mind the information derived from the interpellation by then Senator Recto regarding the length of every barangay and SK term. If you notice, 17th Congress, the barangay and SK elections were postponed not once, but twice. In the 18th Congress, we postponed once at the outset. Hence, it would be noted that the actual terms of the barangay and the SK has been an average of 5 years because of the constant, repetitive, consistent postponements. If you will note, the first term was 7 years, 1989 to 1994 was 5 years, and then 3 years, and then the fourth of 5 years, 2002 to 2007, 5 years na naman. Tapos 2010, naging 3 years, tapos 2013, 2018, 5 years na naman, 2018 to 2023, 5 years na naman. So, ang sinasabi noon ni Senator Recto, and perhaps this is a consideration, baka naman mag-decide na tayo na mas mabuti na 1 year after the presidential election, gawin na natin kada 6 years para may fresh mandate kasama ng Pangulo from the grassroots all the way up, there's a fresh mandate. What does the COMELEC think of this outright extension so that we are not subjected to constant and repetitive postponements?
Madam Chair, with your kind permission, the Majority Floor Leader and the members of the committee, Senator JB and Senator Bong Revilla. Madam Chair, the Constitution is very specific under Article 10, Section 8. It says that the term of office of all local officials except barangay officials shall be 3 years. Because as far as barangay and SK officials are concerned, it can be provided or fixed by law. And so it's up really to Congress whether to fix it by 5 years or 7 years, as the case may be, or even on a case-to-case basis. And that provision of the Constitution is now being used by Congress for policy determination as to whether it's really 3 years or 5 years or 7 years. So it really depends on the Congress, Madam Chairperson.
Yes, I am in full agreement with our chairman here na nasa kamay ng ating mga mambabatas ang termino ng barangay at ng SK. Dahil yun ang sinasabi ng ating saligang batas na yung itinakdang 3-year term para sa local government officials at sa iba pang official katulad ng mga kongresista. Subalit, yung barangay at yung SK, ang sinasabi doon nasa batas. So pwede natin isabatas ang anumang kinakailangan. So I think there should be some consideration of just extending it 1 year after the presidential election. I have concerns also about December 2026. As we know, as we speak, there is a rampaging typhoon Florita throughout the country, at least in northern Luzon. It's caused a great deal of destruction. Panahon ng bagyo po ang December. Talagang hassle ang December para sa mga local government units at saka sa mga particular na mga COMELEC offices. Kaya yung objection sa December dati, dahil sa panahon. Ano po sa tingin ninyo? Ayan, ah, Director Sino Cruz, lahat ng mga nasa ground at saka Director Elnas, di ba? Parating iniiwasan natin yung December kasi nga bagyo eh. Kokonti ang turnout at saka napipinsala pa yung iba. What are your thoughts, please?
Tsaka, Madam Chair, yung
Yes,
summer
Chairman.
po, sa summer, usually before wala tayong pasok pag summer, so nakakaboto yung mga kabataan. At the
Yes.
same time, when it comes to logistics, when it comes to shipping and delivery of our supplies and the documents that will be used during the election, mas favorable po sa amin ng May.
Oo,
Pag
parati
December-
talagang May tayo eh.
Yes
Kasi pati yung mga estudyante, and as we know, the bulk of our population is very young. Nasa mga eskwelahan, nasa trabaho, hindi na uwi kung saan sila rehistrado. So, yun din isang problema para sa amin. Alam ko yung kasi nung gobernador ako napakahirap talaga maghakot ng mga bata kasi nagtatrabaho sa Manila at kung saan pa. So, ano yung tingin ng COMELEC, please? Kasi alam natin ang problema ng December.
Yes, Madam Chair, may this representation be able to at least, especially on the issue of the budget. I think that's the number
Yes.
one consideration of
Yes.
of the Senate.
Actually, dalawa lang naman pag-uusapan natin eh. Yung timing, pag-usapan natin yung timing, tapos syempre yung holdover, given na yon, at saka yung susunod. So that there's no erosion of the stated 3-year term. At the same time, looking forward, keeping in view the possibility of actually amending to a 6-year term na para matapos na itong postpone. So, isa yon. At yung ikalawa sana, yung budget. Kung maaari, mapunta muna tayo dito sa timing. So, yung timing, sa original bill ko po, linagay ko March, pinaka-latest May of 2023. Pero sa House, nasa December of 2023. So, ano po ang tingin ninyo?
As between
I'm
May,
sure you explained to the House the
Yes,
problems of December.
yes, Madam
Anong
Chairperson.
comment po?
As between May and December, would really prefer May because December is too really close to the 2024 and of course to the preparation for the 2025 elections. So May is the ideal month to conduct the election in the event that Congress would deem it necessary to postpone the election. So as far as the COMELEC is concerned, ideally indeed, May is the best month. to
Sang-ayon
conduct
po ako sa inyo dahil
Madam Chair, just to clarify,
yes. Kasi
Yes,
sang-ayon din ako kay Chairman dahil alam ko yung problema sa kabataan eh. Kasi may SK dyan eh. Hindi
Yes.
yan na regular voting population, kundi yung SK registry na talagang nag-aaral yan. Kapag nasa December, wala namang pamasahe pa uwi, hindi mo naman hahakutin yan, paano sila boboto? Okay, so majority please.
Yeah, Madam Chair, just to follow it up, just to clarify to our distinguished chairperson of COMELEC, the voter turnout mas malaki sa pag-aaral ninyo kung hindi December. Is that correct? Just a follow-up question.
That is correct, Madam Chairperson, the Majority Floor Leader. Usually po pag summer, mas umuwi yung mga, hindi lang po mga kabataan, yung mga kababayan natin sa probinsya, mas bumoboto sila. Kasi nga po summer po yun, they're also taking advantage of the summer vacation para makabisita sa kanilang pamilya. And usually po, kapag summer, especially May, yan po yung mga Flores de Mayo, yan po yung mga fiesta sa mga probinsya. So, nasasamantala po nila yung pag-uwi. Usually po, declared naman talaga na walang pasok yung Monday na yon ng election.
Thank you. Madam Chair, thank you.
Madam Chair.
I'm clear with the timing, but at the same time, I know we have not covered yet yung talking about our young people because I remember during the organizational meeting of the Committee on Local Government headed by our seatmate, Senator J.V. Ejercito, it was mentioned that there are many SK members that resigned due to various reasons, and as a result, many SKs are unable to pass resolutions because they have incomplete members. So I hope it will also be tackled because at present we have 42,046 barangays, and I don't know how many SK officials we have and whether SK chairpersons or members. So it's a concern as of this time how many sangguniang kabataan positions are vacant. So I just want to put that on record. Thank you,
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes, I agree. I'm in full agreement with the majority as well as the observation of Senator JB.
Madam Chair?
Sorry.
Madam Chair?
Yes, 1 second lang, just a quick comment. I will recognize you, Commissioner Bulay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just a quick comment on the SK. That in fact, nung nagkaroon ng halalan, halos lahat yata o talagang napakaraming mga federasyon ng SK hindi mabuo. Noon yun. Ngayon, na nakalipas na yung 5 taon, mas lalong bawas na yung SK na halos hindi mo na nga malaman kung saan sila nagtatrabaho, nag-aaral, anuman. So I'd like to recognize Senator Bongo who has joined us, thankfully. And at this juncture, we can recognize Commissioner Bulay who's been raising his hand po. Yes,
Thank you,
Commissioner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Your Honors, good afternoon. My concern with regards to the question answered by our Honorable Chairperson is number one, May is vacation and all the classrooms we're supposed to use as voting precincts, voting centers will be free. Number two, my problem with regards to procurement aspects of the materials we will use for the election. We need siguro, I think we need siguro some exemptions to PD 9184 because at this point in time, it mandates procurement timelines and deadlines. So say for example, the indelible ink. The law says that we should bid it now and have it delivered this year. So our suppliers are fearful that if it's 2024, it might have expired already. And so with I think they can still guarantee December of 2023. But all the more that is pretty sure that if the elections were held on May, potent pa yung indelible ink natin at magagamit. Number three po is we will be given more time to take out the BSKE from our agenda in the COMELEC and focus on the 2025 midterm election, which yung public outcry is to replace the machines that we used in the last election in May. So that will require a lot of time. So that is my concern, Madam Chair and Your Honors. And I thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Madam. Thank you, sirs.
Yes, thank you very much. As I already stated earlier, I am like the majority leader, not in consonance with too much postponement. Kasi paulit-ulit na to. At saka nahihirapan tayo pag magulo eh. At eto nga, I'd also like to recognize at this juncture Senator Binay, who has joined us virtually, as well as Senator Bongo, who has joined us here physically. And at this point, perhaps it is time to ask, gaano ba kahanda ang COMELEC para sa December 5, 2022? Kasi napansin ko, maski yung link na designated for the relevant resolutions pertaining to the 2022 Barangay and SK elections doesn't exist in your website. Wala nga link sa website ng COMELEC eh. Parang sigurado na kayo na mapopostpone. Sabi nga ni Commissioner Bulay, talagang wala pang pinoprocure. Ipo-posting pa yan, ipapublish pa yan. talagang short of time na tayo. Talagang ipopostpone at ipopostpone. Chairman, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Incidentally, Commissioner Ray Bule is our commissioner in charge for the Barangay and SK election. That's the reason why he is the overall in charge of that. Now, all of our directors, the top officials of the commission are presently at Baguio City. We were supposed to join them because we are now drafting all the guidelines and necessary resolutions, which will be posted later on, subject to the approval of the commission and bank, which will be posted later on in our website, Madam Chairperson. Now, as far as the awards of certain contracts for the supply of certain materials that we'll be using, we already started with the award and procurement of padlocks. The next will be the procurement of the papers that will be used for the printing of the ballots. Again, we're hoping that we'll be able to print all the ballots by September, the entire month of September. The latest will be the second week of October. And such other documents and materials that we'll be using will be able to procure before the end of September. Kasi po yung delivery and shipment and transport ng lahat ng election paraphernalia always consistently in all the election will be needing at least 3 weeks
That's right.
before the conduct of the election. So everything must be complete by the second week of November, hopefully. So
Actually, ang sinasabi po ni Chair, handa naman kayo.
handang-handa po kami.
Handang-handa na para sa December 5.
Yes,
kung
Madam
pipilitin. Ako, ang pakiwari ko kay Commissioner Bulay naman, yung comment that this might jeopardize or even delay the procurement of machines for 2025. I believe, sir, this could be a parallel effort given that the barangay and SK elections are, after all, manual elections. Hence, the procurement and effort to replace old machines and so on could be a parallel and effort at the same time, no? So, dagdag trabaho, pero kakayanin. So, yun sana. I have concerns also na pag-usapan na natin yung procurement, siguro puntahan na natin yung budget. Kasi sabi ng COMELEC at ni Chairman Garcia, meron kayong presentation. Ang pagkaalam ko kasi, yung 8.449 billion na nasa GAA sa COMELEC budget sa ngayon cannot be realigned or transferred to any other agency given that COMELEC is a constitutional office. Considering that the amount will not be spent, there will be available cash allocation from the Treasury, which theoretically could be given to other departments and agencies for urgent COVID response, economic revival, job generation, and so on. Is that correct?
Madam Chairperson, as far as the 8.449 billion peso is concerned, the budget for the SK and Barangay election of December 5, 2022, with all due respect to everyone, we will not be able to share that with other agencies of the government because definitely po by the end of September we'll be able to spend at least less than 1 billion already by that time. Today we already had awarded certain contracts such as the delivery of products, and therefore once delivered we will be able to pay, and therefore we'll now be able to again complete certain procurements.
Yes.
So yung pong even in the postponement of the election of 2016 and even in 2017,
Halos lahat nagastos na eh.
at meron pong automatic na appropriation, automatic na dadalhin po muli yung budget para sa postponement. In fact po, that 8.4 or 5 million will not be really enough. So
Yun na
magagamit na po namin yung ilang part po doon ng budget na yon.
Pero yun nga eh, kung hindi pa napo-procure, maski yung tinta, tapos yung website na hindi pa ayos yung mga link, ibig sabihin hindi gano'n ka-prepared at hindi pa nagagastos. Magkano at this point ang nagagastos na doon sa 8.5?
Yes, ma'am. Yung nagastos na po namin, the bayaran na namin ay 800,000, 300,000 for such other miscellaneous expenses, and 500,000 for the training that was done last 2 weeks ago sa Bohol.
So 800,000 pa lang ang nagagastos.
Yes, ma'am.
O kung tutuusin, malaki-laki pa rin kasi you have 7.7 pa rin.
Yes,
So-
ma'am. And then, of course po, we already authorized that our personnel render overtime services from Monday to Saturday in view of the fact of the preparation. May ginastos na rin po kami konti, yung 300 para po dun sa continuing registration of
Okay.
20 days.
Okay, I assume you've had some expenses, definitely. And Commissioner Bulay seems to want to add to that information, please. You're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Your Honors. Thank you, our chairperson, George Garcia. The budget for the 2022 BSKE is a continuing appropriation. So it cannot be used. It has a specified purpose for its use, which is basically the
Yes, I'm just
BSKE.
citing the argument that's been made by some quarters na pwedeng gamitin, lilipatin daw yung pera ng COMELEC, gagamitin sa iba't ibang COVID response, job generation. Alam po natin, hindi po pwede yun, ano?
Opo. And to add to Chair George Garcia's statement, Madam, although we have physically spent only that much, most of it are obligated already because I mentioned earlier that we are following timelines on procurement of things. So basically, when we start procuring things or we start the bidding, budget is allocated and certified by our own budget department. So most of the budget are obligated already, although hindi po siya physically disbursed or paid. Thank you, Madam. Salamat po, Your Honor. Salamat po.
Thank you, Commissioner. So, given that you're directly on top of the barangay and SK elections, magkano ang pwedeng makuha dun sa 8.5 billion? Magkano yung talagang na-disburse na, obligated but not disbursed? Magkano
Madam?
yung sabihin natin free portion? Magkano pa talaga yung natitira dun sa 8.5? Kasi yun ang damage natin, kumbaga eh.
Madam, may we be allowed to give it to submit it to you? Marami po kasi para detail po at saka eksakto.
Kasi,
Kung ano na po, yung
tama.
stage po pati ng
That's right.
procurement kasi may mga masisira na po na public vested rights do sa mga
Sige,
tao.
kasi meron tayong training na actual disbursed na yon, ganastos na yon, di ba? Nabayaran na yon. May binabanggit si chairman na 300 million na ginastos na rin pagkat 300,000 o 300,000 o at least nabawasan. Okay, 300,000 na ginastos na para sa overtime pay ng iba't ibang empleyado. Meron rin tayong sinasabi na obligated. Obligated na awardan na ng kontrata at saka yun ang sinasabi rin ni Commissioner Bulay na ma-erode naman ang kanilang mga karapatan. At ikatlo, merong obligated and disbursed. So I think bilangin natin lahat ito, yung hindi pa na-obligate, pero na-awardan na, tapos yung mga na-disburse na, yung paid out na, para alam natin magkano talaga ang matitira dyan sa 8.5 billion.
Yes,
I think
Madam
you
Chair.
wanted to show
We will
us
do.
some numbers. Chairman, I think you had a PowerPoint, or do we await Commissioner Bulay's presentation so that he can check his accounts?
Well, as far as that question, your Madam Chairperson is concerned, the consolidated contract amount as of today is 376,234,859, and more or less, we already have presently after the award of certain contracts, we have presently 7.583 billion pesos. 83 billion pesos.
Ano yun? Yung na-award na yan?
That is the estimated balance, sir. Yeah.
Estimated balance.
As of
Okay, that's the
September
balance.
30.
That's neither awarded nor obligated
Yes.
and least of all disbursed. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes, Madam Chairperson. What we are going to do is we're going
So
to submit
malaki-laki pa rin ang natitira, pero sa madaling sabi, higit sa 1 bilyon ang nagastos na.
Yes, Madam Chairperson. Ang malaki po talagang bulk of this budget is actually intended for the payment of our electoral board members.
That's right. Oo. Kasi nga manual, maraming
Yes, Madam
tauhan.
Chairperson. At we have to understand also that as far as the barangay election, SK barangay election is concerned, Madam Chairperson, ito po kasi ay manual, and dahil nga po manual, we have to increase the number of precincts. Originally, during the last election of 2022 of May, we have 107,000 precincts. Ngayon po, as of today, we have 207,000 precincts. So times 3 members of the electoral boards and such other members of
Okay.
the board. And
Oo.
then, kung magre-reset po tayo, that will increase definitely up to 235,000 precincts.
Okay. That's right. So right now we're saying that we've actually expended 1 billion, 7.5 more or less.
That's right.
If we make a decision very quickly, can still be saved. Is that correct?
That is correct, Madam Chair.
All right. I heard from the House hearing, I'm sure you can correct me, that the election next year, December 2023, will not only be the 8.5 contemplated today, but will be more expensive. So, how much more expensive and why?
Madam Chairperson, you are correct as far as that statement is concerned. Try to imagine presently, we have 207,000 precincts. But however, we're not able to register a lot of voters, although nakapagparehistro po tayo ng mga 3 million voters nitong 20 days lang. If we are going to reset the election, say by May of 2023, next year,
Or
we are-
December, as the House stated?
Yes, Madam Chairperson. So meaning to say po, we are going to start again with the registration of voters by October, and we'll have to give at least 2 months for continuing registration.
So talagang uulitin yan from
I-
scratch?
May projection po kami na we will be able to register at least 3 to 5 million more SK and regular voters. Kasi nga po, may mga
Uulitin lang, hindi ba dapat pareho lang yung budget? Kasi uulitin lang. So,
No, hindi po uulitin, Madam Chairperson. Yung mga na-register na po. Yung mga hindi po nakahabol ng registration, yung mga 14 years old ngayon pero magpi-15,
Pero assuming, mas konti na lang yon.
mga 3 million po.
O di dapat mas less pa nga kesa sa 8.5.
Yung 8.5 po is the budget for the December, sa ngayon po.
Tuloy yung December.
Kung magdadagdag po tayo ng mga botante ng 3 to 5 million, magdadagdag po tayo ng presinto, magdadagdag din po tayo ng mga electoral board members, ng mga guro, magdadagdag po kami ng padlock, ng indelible ink, ng ballpen, and such other supplies for the election. So, computed 232,000 precincts po ang aming projection by May. If we are going to reset naman po, Madam Chairperson, the election by December of 2023, we're going to start again with the continuing registration by October of this year.
Okay.
And we will have to end our continuing registration by June
Right.
next year. Ganun po kahaba. So, masyado pong madami tayo ma-register. So, kung sakasakali po, may I respectfully refer the honorable members of the committee to ito na lang po yung pakikita namin. Tingnan nyo po, with all due respect, yung kakailanganin namin, we will have to really adjust the initial statement that this representation and our spokesperson had given during the hearing of the Senate and the House of Representatives. So it would appear really that we'll be needing all in all for May of 2023, we'll be needing at least 17 billion.
Ha?
So meaning
At hindi
17
naman.
less the 8 billion.
Kapag December, mas lalo pang
18
malaki.
billion, Madam Chair.
Instead of the 8.5 now.
Yes, Madam Chair. So 17 less the 8.5 and then 18 less the 8.5.
Naku, ang laki naman. More than double.
Because, Madam Chair, we will be requesting Congress. Doon po kasi sa present budget natin na 8.5, wala po kasing increase in honoraria po yung mga electoral board members natin. And kasi nga po natanggal yung kanilang tax exemption. So, finactor in namin.
Pero saksakan naman ng laki with all due respect Kung tutuusin, yung clustered precincts mo at yung number of voters, ang increase wala pang 15%. Kasi from 2007 to 235,000, o mahigit kumulang 15%. Bakit yung increase in budget mo is 230%? Tama ba? Yeah, some more pa.
Because of the increase in the number of precincts, Your Honor.
But the increase in the number of precincts is 15%. So dapat 8.5 billion, the existing budget, plus 15%. Pero yung sa inyo, it's more than times 2.
Ah,
Yung precinct, hindi naman magta-times 2.
ganito po, kasi nga po presently, yung poll workers po namin ay nagagamitin ay 1,243,048.
Pero yung nakakompute sa taong ito,
And nakakompute lang po sa taong ito ay for 207,000 precincts.
yeah, correct. But I'm just saying that whether it's the number of precincts, the additional voters to be registered, the numbers of election workers and the BEI, whether it's the ink and supplies, ang dagdag is only 15%. Yung numbers mo na binibigay para sa election workers at saka yung botante, additional 3 to 4 million lang naman. So, I'm saying it does not merit a more than double increase in the budget for next year.
Madam Chairperson, it's not only about the payment of honorarium to the electoral board members, but likewise, of course, additional supplies. So yung po yung dagdag, yung bulk nga po noon, noong dagdag namin, more or less because of the 20%, the tax supposedly of the electoral board members, the teachers. So more or less po that will entail at least about mga 7 billion na po kaagad dyan, Madam Chair.
Hindi ko kasi maintindihan yung breakdown nito. These are massive numbers and to my mind, only 15% is the justifiable increase. Pero mas magaling nga magsuma si Senator Bongo. Baka may opinion si JV at saka si Madjo. Kasi dugong Ilocano ako, hindi ko talaga makompute eh. Yes, short manifestation from Senator Go.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Pleasant day to all of you. May I just deliver a quick manifestation. First, congratulations, Madam Chair. And also, I congratulate the COMELEC for the successful and generally peaceful conduct of the May 2022 national elections. Chairman George Garcia, then Commissioner, ikaw yung muka ng COMELEC nung nakaraan. And congratulations po sa lahat ng empleyado po ng COMELEC. The recently concluded elections were truly commendable as it was the first electoral exercise in the Philippines to be conducted during a pandemic. Napakahirap po nun. Ang ganda po ng turnout natin, more than 80% ang turnout kahit na nasa pandemya tayo. In relation to the agenda today, as we know, Madam Chair, the barangay is the basic political unit in the country. It is mandated to maintain public order and ensure the protection of life, liberty, and property in each of its respective jurisdiction. It also serves as the primary planning and implementing unit of government policies, plans, programs, and projects and activities in the community. Sila ay kabilang sa mga frontliners natin sa pagresponde sa health crisis. Naintindihan ko po ang trabaho ng isang kapitan, agawad, SK. Kayo po yung nilalapitan ng tao. First responder kagad kayo. Meanwhile, the Sangguniang Kabataan was instituted as a medium for the youth to participate in nation building at the grassroots level. To give local officials of the barangays and Sangguniang Kabataan ample time and continuity to pursue and implement the programs they have set in their respective jurisdictions, I have filed and co-sponsored the postponement of the barangay elections to December 2022. Hindi naman po kasalanan ng ating mga barangay officials. Kinain po yung kanilang termino. Nung nakaraan, 2 taon na lang po ang naiwan sa kanila. So kaya po, na-postpone to December 22. Isa po ako sa sumuporta nito. Now, there are proposals to further postpone the elections. I laud this committee for taking up this urgent matter this early so that we could listen to the position of the stakeholders. Naintindihan po natin ang concern ng ating mga barangay officials na dulot ng pandemya, hindi nila gaanong naisakatuparan ang mga plano nila sa kanilang barangay. Ang importante, balansihin natin ang pangangailangan ng barangay nang hindi nasasakripisyo ang karapatan ng ating mga kababayan na pumili ng kanilang barangay officials. Yun lang po, Madam Chair. Ako po'y kaisa mo sa pagdinig na ito. Maraming salamat.
Madam Chair.
Maraming salamat kay Senator Go. Lahat kami sang-ayon at payag. Total na sanay na tayo kapopos po ng barangay at SK election. Pero sinasabi ko nga kay Senator Jinggoy, kahit nais ng iba na postpone hanggang sa December 2023, nasisindak ako sa karagdagang budget na higit sa doble. From 8.5 billion, magiging 18 billion ang sinasabi ni Chairman George dahil dadagdagan yung presinto, ang boto, ang electoral workers, ang ink and other supplies. Pagkalaki-laki naman kasi ang bilang sa akin 15% additional lang naman yon. Bakit naman ganun kalaki ang paglologo ng budget?
More than 100%.
More than 200%.
Oo. From 8 billion to
To
18?
pag December 18.
18.
18?
Yes, Madam Chairperson, kapag
10 billion more?
yes, Madam Chair, simply because we would like to increase the honoraria being received by our electoral board members.
Nasabi po ba ninyo yan sa Congress? Na
Ay.
ganyan ang karagdagang budget?
Ang nasabi ko po, Madam Chair, at that time, simply because hindi namin na-factor in yung 5 billion only. 5
Yung 5 billion, nagulat na kami eh.
Yung 5 billion po, Madam Chair, ay May of 2023 yung nabanggit ko. Sabi po namin, kung magsakali magdi-December, baka po doble yon. Sabi nila, kung 2024 pa, so mas doble yon. So, talaga pong, it will entail a lot of cost, Madam Chair, simply because...
Hindi naman doble. Kung 3 to 4 million additional voters, kung 15% additional precinct, wala naman sa doble yun.
The reason, Madam Chair, is because of the increase in honoraria po. Ngayon po, they are receiving chairperson.
Siguro you can give us details na
Yes,
lang. Oo.
Madam Chair.
Please submit na lang. In the meantime, I'll invite my other members, si Majority Leader Villanueva, si JV na nandyan, si Nancy, si Senator Jinggoy, si Senator Bong. I think the COMELEC made its statement and I'm very sorry for the rude interruption, but because of the lateness of the hour and our impending session, maybe
Madam
you have
Chairperson?
comments? Yes, please.
Madam Chairperson?
Nance, yeah.
Yes,
Yes, you're
question lang.
recognized, Senator
Yes.
Binay.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Hindi, kasi nabanggit po ni Chairman na dahil sa honoraria kaya tataas. Kung mapasa ho ba namin sa Senado yung exemption dun sa tax nito, hindi na ba kailangan itaas? Kumbaga hindi na kayo mag-i-increase ng budget?
Mag-i-increase pa rin po, Madam Chairperson, pero po, sobrang bababa po ng mga at least 5 billion ang mabababa po. Kasi nga po, we have kung sakasakali po, we have 1,243,000 poll workers. Ang mga chairperson po ay 10,000 sa kasalukuyan kung mai-increase po sila ng 12,000. Yung po mga poll workers members ay 9,000 and then yung other poll workers ay 7. Pina-factor in po kasi namin, Madam Chairperson, yung pong tax exemption supposedly nila na dahil nga po nawala yung tax exemption, so medyo bababa po yung kikitain ng ating mga electoral board members. And we have to understand really, and that is what the COMELEC is really fighting for. We really have to understand that because this is manual.
Compute namin yung worth nung tax exemption, di ba? Senator Nancy, naalala ninyo, pinag-usapan natin 140 million lang yun eh. Hindi naman kalakihan na 5B eh.
But we have to understand, kasi nga po mag-i-increase, Madam Chairperson, yung number of poll workers because of the increase likewise of the polling precincts. From 207, we will have 239,000 if we are going to conduct the election by December of 2023. We're going to submit a detailed computation, but again, I would like to respectfully emphasize with your kind indulgence na dahil po manual ang election natin, mas mahirap po kasi pag manual kaysa po computerized. Binibilang po isa-isa ng mga guro yung mga balota hanggang gabi po. Not unlike sa computerized election, 30 minutes tapos na po kaagad yung consolidation ng results. By 8:20 nung May 2022 elections po, transmitted na po lahat yung result. Ito po, iisa-isahin nila. If there are 400...
Pero Chairman, with all due respect, kapag nasa barangay o sa SK, iilan lang naman ang boto. So, ibig sabihin, mabilis din sila mag-consolidate kasi kukunti lang naman kada barangay eh.
Dalawang boxes po yun, Madam Chair.
Depende sa barangay, pero napakaraming barangay sa ating mga probinsya, tigto 200, 300 katao. So, kukunti lang talaga. So, yung
Madam
sinasabing
Chair?
overtime at limpak-limpak na salapi na ibibigay natin sa mga additional workers, palagay ko overstated. Yun lang naman ang obserbasyon. Senator
Madam
Binay,
Chair,
please.
yes, hindi, just for clarification. So ang dahilan talaga nung pag-increase ng honoraria, hindi lang yung hindi nila nakuha yung tax exemption. Tama po ba?
Tama po, Madam Chairperson. Likewise, the increase in the number of precincts.
Okay. Siguro, Madam Chairwoman, baka kung pwede pa-submit na ihiwalay kung magkano ba talaga yung in-increase kasi nadagdagan yung personnel, magkano yung in-increase because of hindi na tuloy yung tax exemption, at kung magkano yung in-increase kasi sa tingin nila, nararapat lang na taasan yung sweldo ng ating mga teachers.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you,
So,
Madam Chairperson.
Yes, thank you very much, Senator Binay, and we request the COMELEC to comply with the requests of Senator Binay.
Madam Chair.
Meanwhile, I'd like a clarification lang on the numbers given, that 5 billion would be deducted from the projected budget of 18 billion if the tax exemption were granted. I find that a little confusing. Hindi naman
If the
covered lahat
tax,
yun ng exemption.
if we are not going to increase the honorary of the electoral board members, Madam Chair, not the
Palagay ko,
tax
we really
exemption.
have to get the numbers that Senator Binay is requesting kasi nalilito na kami. Nung nag-compute kami ng worth nung exemption that was vetoed, nasa 140 million lang. Kaya nagulat kami kung bakit na-veto dahil maliit lang naman. Pero ngayon, sinasabi ninyo up to 5B. Can we have a delineation of these accounts because they're very confusing?
Yes, Madam Chair. In fact, we are going to submit to the committee the
Sige.
computation. We merely have shown to the screen only one page. We
Okay.
have actually prepared the entire computation.
Senator Jinggoy, I think, has some comments, and we will try to accommodate your presentation, although, of course, we'll have to suspend for session at 3. Sorry about that.
Briefly, thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Chairman, I read in the papers that you prefer holding elections this year or to pursue the elections this year because it will entail less expenses for the government. Am I correct?
You are perfectly correct, Madam Chair.
Did you mention that to the House panel?
We mentioned that.
What did they say?
Of course,
What was the reason for their postponement?
well, of course, Madam Chairperson, Your Honors, they said originally that the postponement was really for purposes of
Big
saving.
funds.
But
So you
when-
think otherwise?
Yes, yes, Madam Chairperson, Your Honor, yes.
Because I think we can, in my own opinion, I think we can save more funds. We can save this 8 billion and use it for other purposes like to fight pandemic or whatnot. Baliktad pala yung inyong opinion na mas lalaki pa ang gastos pag dinelay natin ang eleksyon.
We clearly emphasize that, Madam Chairperson, Your Honors, to the House Committee on Electoral Reforms and Suffrage. That's actually my opening statement, that instead of us saving, we'll be spending a lot more for the postponement.
Yes, and if I may observe, Senator Jinggoy and Commissioner Bulay, I'm sure will bear me out. Historically, every postponement costs a great deal of money. That's the truth.
So, if we do not approve of this, if we approve of continuing or pursuing the barangay elections in December, are you prepared?
Yes, Madam Chairperson, Your Honor, we are prepared. We will stick with the 8.5 billion budget. Of course, it does not contain any increase in honoraria of the teachers, but perhaps they can really understand. It was
Hindi na
prepared
ba
prior.
sapat yung 8.5 billion para next year?
No, Madam Chair, simply because magi-increase po yung number of voters kasi magko-continue yung registration po muli tayo, magi-increase yung number of precincts, magi-increase po yung number of electoral board members per precinct, tapos po additional we will have to print additional ballots. We will have to have additional ballot boxes. We will have to have additional pens and additional indelible ink. Ganun po ang implication ng postponement.
Anong opinion ng Liga ng Barangay?
Ang
Sino ba Liga
nung
ng Barangay?
sinubmit ng Liga ng Barangay, nag-submit sila ng mga opinion. Lahat ng mga liga sang-ayon sa postponement.
Siyempre.
Pero, syempre, ano kahilo? Ganon. Ang problema nga, siguro hindi nila naiintindihan o narinig itong nakakasindak ng paglolobo ng budget.
So, how many organizations ang pumapayag sa postponement? Yung LMP, LCP,
Tapos yung LMP.
ULAP.
LMP, LPP, yung sa gobernador, sa mayor.
Kasi alam ko, we've been local officials. Siyempre, gastos din sa mga local officials yan. So, are we going to have another hearing after this? No more?
No, I think it's no longer necessary. To my mind, it's no longer necessary to have another hearing, as Majority Leader is aware, as well as Senator Go and Senator Nancy. We had very extensive debates both in the committee level in the 18th Congress as well as in the plenary. And the arguments are always the same for postponement. Kabisado na natin yan. Kaya lang, tayong magdidesisyon bilang member, we've heard the COMELEC give this gargantuan budget that the postponement will cause. We've also heard from the NGOs who are opposed to postponement for different reasons. NAMFREL, PPCRV, Lente, and others. IDEA, they're all against it. Whereas we know for a fact that the SK, the Liga ng Barangay, the ABCs, and the LPP, the City Mayors and the Mayors League are all pro postponement. So palagay ko, nasa kamay na ng ating mga mambabatas kung anong gagawin dahil narinig na natin halos lahat.
Doon ba ho sa House panel, if they want to postpone it up to December 20 of 2023, when will the next election be held? Meron na ba?
Sa palagay ko, ang nakasulat, magiging December 2026.
December na lagi?
It was the proposal of the committee as the second disposition, first to postpone the election, and there will be election every 3 years thereafter.
December.
December.
Hindi not May.
Yes.
Na isa problema rin yung December pagkat panahon ng bagyo, tapos pasukan ng mga bata, hindi naman magsisiuwian kundi May. So yung SK talaga madadali niyan, maraming hindi boboto at walang makakauwi. So there are real problems as we're aware with December, kaya May.
And I hope this, if ever Congress will approve of this, I hope this will be the last postponement of any barangay or
Alam mo,
SK
Senator
election.
Go, nag-promise pa kami kay Senator Drilon. Nung nakaraang 18th Congress, nag-promise kami, this will be the last promise. Kaya I lied. Thank you very much to everyone. Yes, Majority Leader, do you have anything to add? Tama.
Madam Chair, just
nagpapromise natin.
very brief. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I think just like you, I'm also confused with the figures. I'd be very interested with the figures that will be submitted to us because I'm a little curious about it. You were talking about the 140 million, about the tax exemption, and you were talking about the 15% additional voters, and yet yung gastos parang ang laki, no? So siguro yun yung magmamatter dun sa decision natin as we weigh the pros and cons of this particular measure. So again, Madam Chair, looking forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, kailangan na pag-usapan. Itong mga kandidato kasi na tumakbo sa nakaraang eleksyon, mga pasaway, kung ano-anong pinapangako sa mga barangay at SK. Joke lang, joke lang. Pero narinig ko kayo sa totoo lang. So, thank you very much to the COMELEC, to the NYC, the SK that are here. And we will take into consideration all your valid opinions and information. And also, we will, in the meantime, await the more complete submission regarding expenses already disbursed as well as the projected sums in detail for a postponed election, whether in May or in December of 2023. With that, if there are no further matters, we suspend the hearing of the Committee on Electoral Reform and People's Participation. Many thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank